Okay, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever the time is and you're watching the video. I'm going to introduce myself. This is my final project, and my full name is Camas Nouche, Katia Denisse, and I'm going to talk to you about Jacobo Greenberg and my motive in psychology. Okay, well, like I say, my name is Katia Nouche. I am an 18-year-old student of psychology and also of the wonderful language of English. In this video, I want to talk to you about one of the biggest interests that motivate me to choose psychology as my career, and that is Jacobo Greenberg. More about him or this. Well, when I was about 16 years old, I was randomly scrolling through YouTube and I came across a video about him because I was curious, I clicked on it. That's when I first got interested in his case, his mysterious disappearance, his research with Pachita, and of course his famous synergy theory. Okay, first I want to um, answer this question: why I choose psychology. Well, sorry, I'm real sick. Okay, why I choose psychology. Well, before I start talking about Jacob Greenberg, I want to explain why I choose my career, and that's psychology. Well, as a psychology student, people often ask me honestly, wait, again, as a psychology student, people often ask me that this question, and honestly, the main reason is Jacob Greenberg. When I first heard his history, his work with telekinesis, his connection with the healer Pachita, and his deep investigations into conscious, I was completely fascinated. To study psychology for me was never just about clinical practice or diagnosing disorders. I mean, I love do that, and I can I can do I can't do it like right now. I'm just learning, and I love to, but also it was about trying to understand the hidden layers of the human mind. And honestly, no one explored those layers quite like Greenberg did. Okay, who was Jacobo Greenberg? Greenberg was born in 1946 in Mexico City. He studied at UNAM and later earned a PhD in psychology physiology in the US. By the time he returned to Mexico, he had already been researching altered states of conscience for years, hadn't he? He combined neuroscience with spirituality, which was unusual but visionary. His theory, the entire theory, tried to explain how perceptions and conscious, conscious, conscious are connected to a greater energy file. He had been exploring this idea deeply before anyone else even thought it was possible. Okay, the mysterious disappearance. In December in 1994, 94, 1994, he disappeared without a trace, no warning, no goodbye. He was just gone. He vanished literally. By now, he would have been missing for over 30 years, and that's a long time, isn't it? There are many theories about his disappearance. Some people say the government made him disappear due to his controversial experiments, and others believe he somehow entered another dimension, something he himself wrote about. Um, and I think this is the Matrix. And it sounds crazy, but it's not impossible when you read his work. Like, he was literally just uh, by his time, he was literally just like, how can I say that? But he was like one step before everyone. And his legacy, even though he vanished, his ideas are still alive. People are still reading his books, discussing his series, and trying to understand his message. I've been researching his life and theories ever since I discovered him at the age of 16 years old. And the reason why I keep going back to his work is because it challenged everything we think we know about reality. To study, to study him is to question science, conscience, and what it really means to be human. So, what really happened to Jacobo Greenberg? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear. His story has inspired thousands of minds to look deeper, including mine. And that's worth talking about, isn't it? And that's all. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.